All right, so let's look at iOS 15 by way of knowledge. As you can see, Apple has introduced one of the major feature in iOS 15 is multitasking. They've introduced these icons, small icons on the top. If you hit on the three dots, you'll see these options. One is a split view, slide over, and a center window. What that allows you to do really is really multitask. Keep two windows side by side and really research on one of them, take notes on the other, something like that. You can go through various options like dots or control panel, or even the app switcher. You can really force it to do split view. The idea of Apple doing split view in a better way is trying to bring iOS very close to macOS so that people can do everything with their keyboard attached to an iOS or an iPad, similar to what they can do with a full-fledged desktop computer. They will also introduce something called New Shelf, which is nothing but allowing you to switch within the application, so you can go to various windows within that particular app. And also they're introducing various keyboard shortcuts that you can really leverage to do multitask, because once you have the keyboard, why not use various keys to multitask or any other activity that you can do in iOS. So if you look at how the features have been increasing in the operating systems over time, right? You can clearly see that macOS started back in 1999, and it has been steadily improving in its kind of features. Whereas iOS started back in 2007, and it has been increasing in what it can do. But notice that the touch support was in get-go with iOS, right? And macOS has never had this touch support, right? And you can see that the maturity of the operating system, macOS has a lot of applications and well matured over time. But you can see these curves are going to merge at some point in time, wherein iOS will have all the application support that Mac has. Now, if you look very carefully, both the operating systems currently have a very good support, I would say, except for windowing support. Right? So when you see a desktop, you can support multiple windows side by side in Mac very easily, right? And this is what mostly people use, right? Two windows side by side. In iOS, on the other hand, right? If you see in iOS, on the other hand, you would have something like this, because the screen is typically small for a tablet. You would have a side-by-side support of applications in this manner. And I feel which is kind of completely okay, because there is nothing much that I really do on my desktop. I mean, 90% of the time, I really completely maximize my desktop, right? I do not use these side-by-side windows most often. And also, if you have virtual desktop, you can actually browse over to next desktop, right? And so on and so forth, which is a lot better than really going side by side. So at this point, I think from windowing aspect, iOS has really made the mark with iOS 15. I would say with iOS 15, we have reached the point where the window support is pretty good. I don't think we really need anything more on the Windows support. But I think what's really lacking right now, and that's why I'm kind of showing a little bit behind, is the application support, right? So we do not have the support for, say, Final Cut Pro or other applications, right? Like coding. All these has to be added to iOS, and I think if the developers do that work, we would really see the support wherein iOS really superseding macOS, and then the support for macOS will stop. So this is where we're headed. I think I feel iOS 15 has done an awesome job here, trying to support for Windows, and I think it's well supported, and I think sufficient if you want to do something side by side. The other thing that we are introducing is in iOS 15 is widget and app library. So if you see, you can add a lot of widgets on the home. As you can see, you can organize your widgets and especially large screen widgets, which can be very helpful on iOS. The app library is really an attempt to make Mac level application view very similar to how we have the application view in Mac, right? So you can see all the application in one place. Quick notes. This is another thing that they're introducing. I feel it's not a great one to be very honest, because you can always use click on a particular note application itself, but you can right now go through a corner and really swipe through the corner. Also through a control center, you can really start a quick note. Now, the main thing is quick notes are like, very ad hoc notes that you would have, but then later on you can move to more organized fashion as you are shown here. You can also introduce tags and really manage your notes that way. Facetime, that is a big change in Facetime. I think is a real competition from Zoom and other applications that we are introducing schedule calls using a web link. So you can really share the link and make other people join and do Facetime with you. There's a concept of share play. You can watch movies together now, similar to sharing the screen, but it's for movies and listening to songs, right? And of course, you can share screen on Facetime and really go about explaining something in detail, sharing your screen. The other feature that is coming through is focus and notification, which is really trying to match your mindset. So you might be in a particular mindset where you don't want to listen to certain notification, but then you want to still listen to some, right? So you can really create these zones where you can specifically decide what notifications you want to listen in, right? So it's really something elaborate if you want to really get into specific management of your notification. The other improvement in the notification is a notification summary, where you can really get organized and look at what notifications are getting delivered, and also see a nice summary of that delivered notification in like a news format, which are critical to you. One of the great features that is coming together with iOS 15 is live text in your photos. So you can take a picture, but then similar to Google Lens, do a complete OCR on it. And actually this will be great for students if you're looking at some particular text in a book and you want to really capture notes. You can take a picture of it and really capture almost everything that is sitting in that page, right? So OCR with the correct lighting, you would see a great improvement in how you can capture notes or convert into text. The other overall really happening is with Safari. You're really getting a full desktop browser capability here. So until now you had a desktop level browsing ability, but now you can also do tab grouping. So if you have multiple tabs, you can group relevant tabs into a group and really manage the group of tabs together. You also can do extensions like you're able to do on Mac now, or a desktop browsing. So you can add these extensions and also decide when these extensions can be active. So let's install the iOS 15. As you can see here, it'll give you an option at the bottom, download and install. Click on that, agree to the terms, and that should kick off the install. To verify the update after downloading, I've just sped this up, and you should see a screen that shows something like this. Basically it's restarting after the install, and there you go, you have iOS 15 with you. Shows successful, and you can see the iOS 15 display here with widgets and app drawer. So let's look at the multitasking now. You can see on the top there are 3 icons. I clicked and put it on the side. I can bring the notability on this split view now. Pretty straightforward with these icons, and I can even slide over by changing the option to just make it float over. So that's very good when you want to multitask between these windows. Very helpful. You can also see I can, even in this view, app switcher view, I can really do the split view by switching the windows. As you can see, for notability, I can see various options in the app drawer to switch to. And this is for adding widgets. I can add various widgets. Now the widgets are larger, so I can select the application for which I want the widget. In this case, I put notes, and for notes I see some, but I probably don't want to use notes. Let me pick something else. Let's use Google Task, and I see a widget here for task. Let's try to add that widget. That looks good. Now let's set up quick note. I can swipe from the corner and really get the quick note going. Can scratch anything or write anything quickly, and it gets stored. Essentially, you can swipe from the corner like this, and then you can get the quick note. Just swipe from the corner. It's pretty easy. Now let's look into the focus mode, right? So you have various focus modes that you can really use for work or for your personal. Now let's get into the camera and see if we can scan a document. And as you can see, I have taken a picture of this page, and let's see what the picture can pull out. So now I can really scan up the optical character recognition, OCR, and really get everything. And now I can transfer that from a picture to note. As you can see, I can just copy and paste into my note here. Let me take a white page, and then let me put the note which I got. So you can see all the characters from the image are now coming as a note for me here, which is amazing.